hot tefillin today. It was actually very special. I didn't think it would be. He was putting on his tefillin, but to see him there putting on his tefillin, he seemed to know exactly what he was doing. I believe he's been watching other people do it. I don't think I've caught him sneaking down into my tallis bag and practicing on his own. So he must have been watching, which is very impressive, and he got it right on, and the arm straps didn't flop down like they did for me for the first year that I was wearing tefillin. So he figured out the pressure, strength, tightness calculation, which is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of experience. So it was wonderful to see him really take to it. And as we learn the tefillah together, we're excited for him to lead the davening on his bar mitzvah. And it's a wonderful to have an excuse to come here to Israel and share in the simcha with all our relatives here. Who are able to throw a wonderful party on almost no direction from me, other than why not in the shul and why not some bagels. But so thank you to Felicia and Ben and Ruben and Dila for organizing all this and for people for coming. And Ben, please give us the dvar torah.
We're here to celebrate Sam's putting on tefillin, so I thought it would be appropriate to speak just for a minute about tefillin and what are tefillin all about? Why do we put them on? So inside the tefillin, inside both boxes, both on the arm and on the head, are 4 parashios. And those parashios basically discuss the fundamentals of faith, I would say the fundamentals of Judaism, the main things in Yiddishkeit. Shema Yisrael, belief in God, and that Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim and He did all these miracles for us. That's pretty much what the parashas talk about that are in the tefillin. But the question is, why do we have to take those beliefs, those fundamentals, and strap them onto our body? What's the idea? Why do we have to put it on? So I'll ask you another question. Why is it that if I go to Sharon, I would guess that if I walk on the streets, most people wearing a hat would have a big red B in the middle of the hat? I would say that's the majority of the hats I would walk around Sharon. Maybe in Providence. Not like in Teaneck, there might be an NY or different colors. And then, but in Sharon, I think I would get the red B. What's with the red B on the head? So you'll tell me, of course, because everyone's a Sox fan. That's easy. That wasn't a hard question. That's what everyone's wearing. But the question is, why is it that they have to walk around with the big B on their head? Even if they're a Sox fan, they like the Red Sox, but why do they have to wear it on their head and show everyone? So the answer is that when you walk around, if you're a fan or you like something, you put it on your head because you're connected. You feel connected to that thing. I want to show that they're my team. They're not just the Red Sox, they're not just good or bad, or they're not just... No, they're my team. Right? That's what you want to say. I'm a Sox fan. You want to say, I'm a fan, they're my team, and I'm their fan. That's what you want to show with that. This, says Rabbeinu Bachya, is the idea of tefillin. He doesn't use the Red Sox example, but Rabbeinu Bachya basically says that's the idea of tefillin, that it's not just that Hashem created the world, took us out of Mitzrayim, He's our God, He's one God, all the basic fundamentals of our faith, but we want to show that He's mine and we're His. And the way you do that is that you put on this, what he terms as a piece of jewelry, or that. And today I think we can see the imagery as a hat, just like we wear a hat and say, they're my team and I'm their fan. So we say, I'm on God's team and he's mine, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of God. We want to show it. And the places that we wear it are very important as well. We wear the tefillin on our arm. Chazal, the Gemara teaches us, has to be next to our heart. That's why we wear it all the way at the top of the arm, not on the bottom. It should be next to our heart. And on our head, obviously, is on top of our brain. And those two places, the heart and the brain, are the source of everything, the source of all our thoughts, all our feelings, all our emotions. And it's those crucial, two most vital limbs of our body, organs of our body, we say that we are connected there, and we are proclaiming that we are to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and He is ours. There's a deep connection, and it's at that place, the most fundamental place in our body, that we connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why we put the tefillin on our arms next to our heart and on our head. But it goes one step further. The Gemara Bracha says that, as it were, God Himself wears tefillin. The Gemara says. The Gemara asks, so what are inside God's tefillin? Does it say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad? Does it say, Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim? So the Gemara says, no. In our tefillin, it says, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hashem is one. Hashem's tefillin, it says, Mika Amcha Yisrael, Goyecha Ba'aretz. Who is like the one nation, Kamcha Yisrael, who is like the nation of Israel, Goyecha Ba'aretz, one nation in Eretz Yisrael. Just as we connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we wear our tefillin, our hat, which proclaims that we're a fan of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Kaviyachal, as it were, the image is that Hashem wears his tefillin also, and he connects to his people, to the Jewish people. That Rabbi Bachya says is what tefillin is all about. To show, to demonstrate what he calls that Shechina is Davik B'Yisrael. That the Shechina, the divine presence of God, is connected to us, is connected to the Jewish people. It's not just abstract beliefs, but we have an intimate and close connection. So, now that you started putting on tefillin, Sam, instead of just wearing a B or whatever else you're a fan of, now you can join the club and you can wear a different letter on your head. This time you can wear a Shin, which isn't for Shmuel, but is for Shechina. And that way when you walk around with your tefillin proclaiming that you're not only a Red Sox fan, but you're also part of the team that is on God's team. Well,
Good.